But game number 2 is getting underway right now. We're going to find out how they've adjusted this one. Neirea already getting a different signal from Kaldi. So what does he expect in game 2?
This is what I love from Kaldi. This opens you up completely for Neirea. Like, what does he do to, to adjust this? And Kaldi's going to go the full other way. He's going to hand lock.
Yeah, this is not really unexpected from him, but certainly I think this is a spot where Neirea didn't want to be. It was seeing him go one end of the spectrum and then take a complete 180 and go the other way.
And, Neirea, you're not going to know what, kind of Warlock deck your opponent is playing here, but you can guess when it's Kaldi.
And look at that opening hand.
That is pretty nice.
Neirea is... Whoa,
we got
jeez.
We got the old Mana Worm coin, Mana Worm start.
Yep, and he's got Unstable Portal back behind that. There's actually a chance I think he doesn't coin here because he would like to get a little bit more value out of his Mana Worms. The damage isn't really as important as the actual power on the card is.
Yeah, you can wait in Mana Worm next turn plus coin plus Unstable Portal if you really want to, but if he doesn't have Dark Bomb right here, you get so much extra damage.
Yeah, but even if he has Dark Bomb right here, it means he's missing a life tap.
He's missing a life tap. He's not doing what his deck's trying to do.
Yeah.
We've talked about this, the power of making your opponent play a little off curve, doing things that their turns weren't meant to do.
Every single deck has some sort of consideration. Every single competitive deck has this consideration, and forcing your opponent to play cards they don't want to at certain times.
Yeah, Kaldi's, he's going to draw the second Dark Bomb here. That's pretty big for him.
Well, the big thing here, too, is that he's got the Void Caller and Mal'Ganis. So this is a rare spot to be having all these cards, and when you put these together, it is a nightmare for your opponent. So Neirea, the first thing he's going to have to do is get through a 3-4, and then the second thing he has to do is kill a Mal'Ganis.
Well, you might see Neirea just ignore it here, just play Pilot Shredder and push for a turn of damage, and it's funny that his hand is allowing him to play around this by just scaling minions.
Yeah, I think there's...
But yeah, it looks like he might Unstable Portal here and then maybe trade in his Mad Scientist if 2 damage goes to the Void Caller here, because if you're going to take care of it, you take care of it immediately. You don't give him time to draw demons.
Yep, Unstable Portal first. And Quartermaster's no good.
Yeah, that's just going to be a 2-5. But it allows him to play this turn.
Hey,
you make a 2-5, yeah.
You know what? A 2-5 ain't too shabby. Yeah, this damage is going upstairs.
Yeah, he's just going to push for some damage here, and it's going to keep Kaldi away from being able to Molten Giant anytime soon. Well, not this turn is what I meant.
We'll see how he responds to the situation. Is there a world where he Mortal Coils his own Void Caller here? Nope, it's not going to happen. he's gonna wait for Neirea to deal with it on his terms. Which is kind of funny because he's got Mal'Ganis in his hand, so I think in Neirea's spot he doesn't necessarily expect Kaldi to have a big demon here.
Well, yeah, this also it kind of prices Neirea. The way he played this, you'd almost think that Neirea might just snap off hero power to kill this here because. Hey, wouldn't he do something to maybe try to trade into my guy here? Why would he put 1 damage on his guy here? Maybe he doesn't have anything that good yet. Maybe just trying to send a little bit of a mixed signal.
Yep. Kaldi now a potential to get a little bit punished for this. It's still a great turn either way.
Yeah, either one of them's still fine, really. If he gets the Doom Guard, he actually gets to get really aggressive with a Molten Giant as well.
That is. That is scary to be looking at. But Neirea he drew a Fireball this turn, and he's got an Azure Drake out.
He's got Azure Drake with Fireball. It's going to be able to answer this just straight up for 4 mana. This is one of the things. I mean, Mal'Ganis, such a high risk, high reward card. Every time it comes into play, you either have to answer it or you're dead.
Yeah. But when you have the answer to it, it feels good.
Yeah, it feels good, man.
What doesn't feel good though is that your opponent put 17 power on the board this turn.
Yeah, but Neirea can still push for a ton here. What he can do is, he can Fireball here and then get pretty aggressive and start attacking some face here because, let's be honest, running into this Molten Giant, not the best thing in the world.
He's got to be worried, though. I mean, any taunts, any heals, any of that stuff is going to be bad for him.
Yeah, I mean, this game is going to start... I mean, he does get to do Dr. Boom next turn, but it's up to Kaldi to really start recovering every turn from here. I mean, if Kaldi doesn't have good turns every turn from here, Neirea's going to run away with this one.
Yep. So at 8, do you feel comfortable not playing anti-Killbot? That's really the big story here.
I don't know if you can.
If he can not play it?
Yeah, I don't know if you can avoid playing the anti-Killbot this turn. Because, what do you do if you don't play it? Do you just Doom Guard? Do you just Dr. Boom and, kill the 4/4? I mean, all Neirea has to do is find 6 damage. Yeah. And when he life taps, obviously, he's going to anti-Killbot here.
Yep. So up to 14. But running Molten Giants into Azure Drakes is not the feeling he wants to have.
Yeah, and I wonder if Neirea queued up this deck as, this deck is pretty good against the Aggro Paladin deck as well, by the way.
Yeah, Flamewaker can just...
It'll run away. It'll run away with the game. You only need to get about 2 activations out of your Flamewaker, and they can't kill it very easily either.
Kaldi's got some thinking to do because these boombots could be extremely dangerous to him.
Yeah, I mean, he's got a 4 toughness Molten Giant. He's only got 12 health himself.
Saving grace of this hand is really the big game hunter. If he didn't have big game hunter in this spot, I think he'd actually just be pretty darn close to dead.
Yeah, but as we've seen almost all season long, this is one of the swingiest cards. What do you call it? Big Fun Hunter?
Or Fun Game Hunter.
Yeah, Fun Game Hunter.
Just
That's
destroys the fun. So Kaldi, this is his turn to start getting aggressive, and I totally agree with this. You know, he doesn't have favorable attacks here.
Well, you can't give Neirea time to draw like the other Fireball, his Frost Bolts and stuff like that. Anything that can go upstairs. That is a Ragnaros. Wow, he's got a lot of top end in this deck.
These boombot shots need to be on point.
Ooh, at least it was 4 to the face there.
Look at the way Kaldi reacted to that one, too.
Yeah, he didn't like that.
Yeah. He's going to like it a little bit less next turn as well.
Yeah, I like the sequencing here. Use the Boombot last. It'll probably take out whatever it hits here.
Double 4s rolled. Doesn't matter, the 3 was the same as the 4 on the minion.
Yep.
But Kaldi looking nervous about this game. And when your opponent's got a Flamewaker out, you don't actually have a direct, efficient way to kill it.
Depending on what Kaldi does this turn, we might just see the Ragnaros out of Neirea here. And just try to win it.
The Mortal Coil certainly helping Kaldi a little bit.
He's going to be able to get this.
Love to draw anti-Killbot.
Oh, wow. You're just so good. You're so good at this.
I just, you know, when you...
It's unbelievable.
Arson and I are just pros. That is such a good draw right now. He can pick off both of these minions and get stuff on the board.
Yeah, this is a great turn from Neirea here. And every turn where he has to put the onus on Kaldi to finish this off, if Kaldi doesn't get super ahead or super recovered, this Ragnaros is going to end the game.
Yeah, I mean, he's already basically threatening lethal with this board state. Again, Kaldi knows that Fireball is just it's end of the game, so he has to keep doing something about the board position. But look at his hand; he has no way to stop this.
Yeah, I mean, he could Twilight Drake and then Doom Guard into the Sorcerer's Apprentice, but like, how good is that?
Not very.
This is one of the turns where you just have to take a big risk. How does Kaldi want to move forward from here? Because he knows this is the most important turn of the game.
He's had a lot of the most important turns of the game. I feel like it's all been on Kaldi to stop this.
Yeah, all of his have been like, can I not die?
It's like the worst position to be in games.
Yeah, you got to do what you got to do.
Is there a chance I don't die here?
I mean, let's go for it.
Dr. Boom gets shredded, but it's not really that big of a deal right now.
This is a board where you might just see Neirea run in his piloted shredder here and trade, and then just play Ragnaros. Do you think this is a chance of that?
I completely agree with that. All your shots are good right now.
Yeah, all your shots are good. Like, I mean, if you do 8 to the face, then he's at 5, and a lot of your cards in your deck.
No. If he's at 8 to the face, he's dead. You run that piloted shredder upstairs.
Oh, okay. You don't just trade in the piloted shredder here?
33% chance to win, and a 67% chance to have an advantage.
Yeah, you just want to take it. All right. I mean, yeah, I guess you just pilot shredder to the face, hero power, Ragnaros here.
Yeah, was Kaldi ever dealing you 19 this spot?
You know what? We saw Neirea make a play like this earlier in the season, and he ended up losing the game after it. So maybe he's having some bad flashbacks right now.
We've seen him do this and win as well.
Yeah. I think it was against Olay that it didn't work out for him.
He's going to take alternative lines.
Interesting. Hey, Whirling Zap-O-Matic making a return appearance.
Yeah, this is okay. This is kind of Neirea's control route coming out here too.
Yeah, he's also hedging his bets this way as well.
Yeah, that's really the big story. Is that this makes the turn uncomfortable for Kaldi, but this is the kind of price that you can pay in this situation. Yep. Is that at times your opponent is going to have Defender of Argus, and then suddenly the game's swung back around.
Yeah, and you just give him the Ancient of Watcher, right?
Yep.
The Ancient of Watcher. The Ancient Watcher. I was thinking Defender of Argus, Ancient of Watcher.
Ancient of Watcher. Yeah, can't play that Twilight Drake. He's got to.
Yeah, he's got to Defender up.
So no value for Neirea. You can see a little bit upset about it.
And you have to take care.
Nope.
Oh,
you
so you're going upstairs.
Yeah.
Okay. Try to win this game.
You got to end this game.
And
now look at how not good Ragnaros is.
Right. I was about to say, Neirea you have to feel that he's like, why didn't I just go for Ragnaros?
Yeah, now he actually has an almost 0% chance to win the game this turn.
Oh, it's a 4-point arcane missiles now.
Whoa.
What's the biggest arcane missile?
You know, it's funny. Actually, he's supposed to go for it here because if he gets 3 of these to face, or I don't want to say supposed to. What I'm saying is there's a chance that he wins if he does it this way. But the Ragnarok's still a major threat. The difference here is he's given Kaldi an extra turn, and he can't get lethal on this one.
Well, that's the only guy that Kaldi can attack with here. So
still a tight game. I mean, the Ragnarok still does give him an advantage, and it's just really the big story.
Yeah. Now, if you're Kaldi, you got to believe. Do you play 2 cards here? Do you Twilight Drake into Emperor? Just because, you know, you need to get as many minions on the board as possible.
Yeah, I think so.
You need to give Ragnaros
Giant next turn.
Yeah, you need to give Ragnaros the most things to shoot.
which is not a good feeling.
You need to put the most puny insects on the board that you can.
Here, Ragnaros, kill one of my many minions in play.
Yeah.
When they're totems, it's different. Oh, that's a good one.
I like leading with arcane missiles here as well. Let's see where it goes.
That's an interesting one. Not quite what I expected. Kaldi's okay with that.
And none of it went to his face. I mean, how good is Emperor Thoros on here? He has a trade in multiple minions into Ragnaros who wants to take care of it, and then you're left over with a bunch extra. Yeah, I was going to say, you push for the 1 damage, the 2 damage here, and put him to 8.
And you lose that way though, because now he's facing down 9 points damage.
That's very true. Yeah, I was gonna say take care of the Emperor Thoros. This is clean as well. I like this. This is way better.
It's tough to say. Honestly, I kind of like getting the chance to win. I'm not sure it matters too much in this spot. Either way, Kaldi's got all the pressure on him.
And Kaldi's pretty much dead no matter what now.
Yep. Shadow Flame's not going to do it. Has no way to fight back against this one. And Neirea ties this game up. A little bit defensive towards the end of it there, but not a surprise. You know, Neirea's been the guy who, the more minions he kills, it seems like the better chance that he has to win. It's just the way that he plays the game, and it seems to be the way his decks are built. If he lands with the last threat on board, which he's very good at doing, he closes out with that 1 threat.